Who would have thought? We've made it to episode 7 of our double-sided table build. Today we're going to be doing little loose bits of rubbish and flyers spread around the table. Bit of propaganda to get the Imperium rolling. Thank you, stick around. As discussed, we'll be talking about how to make little propaganda flyers. We're going to stick them all over the table, make it look like there's been all sorts of wind come through, blow things around, just rip things off buildings and just leave bits of debris all over the table. It's going to look pretty cool. So enjoy. Don't forget to like and subscribe even though you haven't seen the video yet. Might as well.
We're going to jump straight into cutting up the bits of rubbish. So you might see those little pictures there. We're actually going to do a video all about the propaganda flyers pretty soon, probably in the next 3 to 4 weeks. But until then, we'll just have to settle now for me chopping up some bits of paper. Basically I took some different colours. I've got some white, which will be the majority of the colour we're using. And then we're going to have some red and yellow and obviously some of the picture stuff. When we get to the actual table, you'll see how we use all that. So the white paper we're using is just normal everyday paper. The coloured ones are probably a little bit thicker, they're a bit more cardboardy level. Paper's probably a bit better, but I just didn't have anything in any other colours. And I mean, you could probably settle for just white if you really wanted to. But the extra colours just kind of make it a bit more interesting. So last week's episode was about building that little metal formwork section. This week I did promise we're going to make it look a bit more cool. And we're going to do that by these propaganda flyers. So there's a mixture of some big ones, some little ones in amongst the lot. It's probably better for the smaller ones because they're like handheld ones. Like if you ever go to vote and there's people handing out crap, you just basically want to toss it out. That sort of stuff, except this is like, serve the Imperium. Whoa. What we're doing, we're just going to use a mixture of about 50% matte Mod Podge and water. That's what we're doing now. We want to wet both sides of the piece of paper and glue it in, because that way we're going to glue it to the actual piece itself, and also we're going to seal it in the other side. Now I've also got the one I'm using now, which is the matte Mod Podge and water, but I've also put a couple of drops of brown ink in there. That's to make it look dirty when it sets. Remember a while ago when we did these Aquillas and I wasn't happy with how they looked? This is where I was hoping to fix it. Basically want to cover up the crappy bits that I wasn't happy with. So we're going to use a big one and a bunch of little ones. Here goes. Yeah, it's a bit easier to see if I move my big hand out of the way. That's a bit better. I've got an arm to look at. But basically you get the gist. You just use the clear, normal matte Mod Podge first. Then when you've done that, you can seal it up with a little bit more of the coloured Mod Podge. What we want to do with these ones, like basically these are just ones that there's no pictures on them, no inks or anything like that. It might be hit the ground face down, things like that. Having a few plain ones doesn't matter too much. It's just then when they're white and yellow and things like that, they just look a bit clean. This is supposed to be garbage that's been chucked out or left on the ground. You want it to look a little bit dirtier, which is the idea of the Mod Podge with the brown in it. When it's done though, I kind of feel like it needs a little bit more ink, so I might go back over it with some brown inks or something later. Touch it up, maybe even put a little bit of dirt over it. But for now they come out pretty good. What you've got to keep in mind too is because you are printing onto a paper, it's going to make the ink run a little bit, but that actually kind of works into our advantage because it is supposed to look like garbage that's been left on the ground or blown off a building or something like that. It's going to be weathered, it's going to be out in the weather, it's probably going to be rained on or vehicles drive over it, things like that. So having it run a little bit, there's actually helps the effect. So with the table as well, there's a few little bits and pieces that might have got knocked and scratched and things since it's been built. What we're going to do as well is cover up a few of those scratches with the flyers and things like that to basically cover up some boo-boos. Actually quite a handy face to have. Here's one that's on the road itself. We put our liquid down first and liquid down on top, seal it. A couple of other ones here and there. Comes out great. Once we start building some actual buildings to go onto this table, which we will get started on soon, they're going to have flyers on them, propaganda flyers, things like that. And the goal we want to have here is to have flyers that look like they've blown off these buildings or they've been discarded or tossed around. So just having a few just sporadically all over the place on the table here and there can help with the effect. And once we've got the terrain on the table, it's just going to make it look better. As you can see with that one, it actually looks like it's smudged quite a lot. Looks like the ink's run out, but once it dries, it actually comes up pretty good. What we got here is a higher footing. These ones are going to be more like posters that haven't blown off. When we get around to building our buildings, it's going to have a lot of these type looking things around it. People just come past sticking their propaganda up on the wall. Okay, so by the riverbank, we're going to have a couple that look like they've washed up on the side of the water here. They actually come up pretty good as well. As you can see here. Yeah, it's a pretty simple formula. You go your liquid glue, your flyer, your glue on top. Pretty easy. Okay, what we have here is some of the close-ups of after the glue set. You can see where the brown ink into the glue has just made the blank pieces of paper a bit more dirty looking. It's just one of those little effects that makes it just look that little bit better. Like these all look like they've been out in the weather, water damaged. Exactly what we want. Some of these aren't completely perfectly dry at this point either. But you know what? They're good enough so you can see exactly how they all look. Bits of rubbish, bit of litter. Looking fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. So, hang in there for next week's video. See you then.
If you're enjoying this series, like and subscribe, hit the bell notification, leave a comment, say how much you enjoyed this video. Thanks guys, until next time, I'll see you then.